I 100% believe that the metaverse will become a space for artists, because as artists, we're constantly having to think about the future and carrying the responsibility of telling the past, present, and future in that sense. Nuevo Norte, I came up with the name because that was the street that I lived on in Puerto Rico with my grandmother. When it came to putting a name together for this world and thinking about belonging and thinking about my Puerto Rican experience, I was like, I want to go back to where it all began. And it began on that street with my grandmother. That house was our family home. As an artist, when I do work on any kind of project, not only do I want the opportunity to do it, but I want to walk away also learning something. I've never done VR prior to this project. I got to learn my skill set in a different language, essentially.
Imagine if every Latino artist created their own world and stepped into it. That is insane. And it just makes the experience of an artist way more than just what it is in the human form. I feel like I'm on coffee right now because my mind is just going because it can literally be a game changer.
My first culture is being Puerto Rican and establishing our roots in Puerto Rico.
Understanding battles that my family had to overcome to exist in a nation like Costa Rica. My second culture, my upbringing, was a whole lot of figuring out a way, learning English, and how I felt so pressured by my kindergarten teacher. And I remember that specifically because her name was Miss Castle, and I made this association that if I learn English, I'm royalty, I'm gonna be part of a different culture if I just learn the language fast enough.
I grew up in a very Spanish household. I used to get frustrated, I don't want to speak Spanish. All my friends speak English.
Had a lot of experiences where I feel like I had to hide myself and hide who I was culturally. For Tercera Cultura, I feel as if I'm reclaiming my power.
My Tercera Cultura is about acknowledging the traditions, but also showing up for how times are changing, and we should acknowledge each other and we should be supporting each other.
It's just a sense of pride. I'm so proud to be Puerto Rican, and I want to continue to carry on that legacy. And so every time I do something, I always do it with so much love and pride, knowing where I came from.
I have the audacity to dream, and I'm going to keep walking with that dream that's going to become my reality, and that's my third culture. Our culture represented in the metaverse is so important.
This would be such a great place for people who can't physically leave their apartment. That's where my mind immediately went, oh my God, this is an opportunity for people to feel like they're in a community, to feel like they have friends, to still feel connected. America specifically needs some spice. It's so important for me to keep my culture alive. We're very lively in colors, we're very lively in music, we're very lively even how we interact with people. If it wasn't for my culture, it would be a very boring place.
I feel like I have a duty to preserve it because I know what my family went through. I know what our ancestors went through to get to where we are now. And I feel like we're fighting every single day to push our stories and keeping them alive.
It's just making everyone feel like they have a voice. No matter where you go, no matter who you are, no matter how you grew up, there's always going to be a place that can feel like home.
The only representation I have is my own reflection. So it was very hard growing up, feeling confident about myself because I just didn't see, anybody even giving me the light of day to be who I am. To know that little Jillian has representation in a world and knowing that she'll be safe and she'll be heard and she'll be seen, that's just beautiful to know that they're children and there's people growing up in a world like this. That's so awesome.
When I stepped into Nuevo Norte, I got goosebumps. Favorite room has to be the cabecito room. It brought me back to where I would talk to my grandmother over some bustelo. It just felt right. It felt real.
When I was able to experience the world that Kovo put together, I felt like I was seeing the world through someone else's eyes. I haven't been to Puerto Rico, so being able to see it from the way she experienced it, when I do have the opportunity to go there and finally meet all my family, it just made me so excited.
It was just beautiful to see my culture being represented. It made me feel like, I can come back here. It's just making the world a better place and a place to be like authentically yourself.
I was able to finally bring this idea that my inner child always wanted into a space where she belongs. When I think about my whole lifetime, I've always tried to belong somewhere. All that coming together was like a really positive emotional reaction that I finally feel like I belong somewhere.
I think there's a big possibility to bridge the gaps in access to technology by making the metaverse accessible to low-income students and like low-income cities, and like figuring out ways to build bridges to these beautiful worlds that now exist and like make the metaverse accessible.
It allows you to have a very immersive experience and meet other people and really feel like you're meeting them. Even though you were at home, you were still there. You still felt present, you still felt welcome.
It's necessary for the Latino community to have access to this space because amplification is so important. There's a lot of people looking for ways to amplify those stories. It's giving that access key to that community to be like, well, what do you want to tell us about who you are or where you come from your point of view?
I've been able to like break barriers or like open doors and opportunities for people, but like my mission is not to open the door really, is to remove it.
Being able to work with this series and just be a part of this amazing opportunity, it's been very eye-opening.
This opportunity first came, I was like a little confused. I don't know this world. But no, guys, like this is like some next level-ish.
This experience has set the bar of what I feel like brand partnership should look like for artists and how these spaces could essentially invest in artists like myself and open up a lot of doors and give us the confidence to really explore that.